Hey you guys, what's up? We're going to do a one take wonder today. It's going to be a vlog very much from the heart. I'm going to be talking about the fact that it's my 1 year anniversary today on OnlyFans and a couple of recollections on what that's taught me and where I think the platform's going. But I also wanted to touch on the Reuters piece that I was in last week and kind of the fallout from that and my own feelings about it. And then finally, it's Pride Month, so I wanted to talk a little bit about why I have this flag on the wall. I get asked that all the time, so I'm going to cover it off here in this vlog. Guys, I've just been crying my eyes out. I'm a bit tender. I just watched the Ultimate Warrior biography on A&E. Really incredible human story. As you know, I'm a wrestling fan, but I think that even if you're not a wrestling fan, it was a powerful story about a lost little boy who didn't have a father figure and reinvented himself as a larger-than-life superhero. And yet, if you never heal that inner child, you're destined to implode. And it was a story that kind of resonated a lot with me. I think I see it a lot in entertainment actors and directors who maybe there's a piece of them that's missing and they try and create a persona or get famous and hope that it's going to fill that void. And of course, it never does. So that's got me a little bit philosophical, a little bit emotional. I was already feeling a bit emotional because it's the 1 year anniversary of my OnlyFans account today. So firstly, thank you to everyone who has subscribed, even if you just came in for a week or a month. It means a lot to me. And you have no idea the gift you've given me, which really is that it's kind of allowed me to open up and I think show more of the real me. And I think that's something I struggled with, over the years. Again, on this theme of, putting on armor and maybe having a persona or wanting to be strong or wanting to put your best foot forward in terms of social media, and how you present yourself to the world, always leading with strength. And I think there's real power in vulnerability. And I think the reason my OnlyFans really has connected is that I've been able to show a more vulnerable side. I think because it's behind a paywall, it's an audience that is more loyal, and they've proven they give a damn about you because they're paying for a subscription and paying to have access to you. And that kind of lets you let your guard down a bit. So I'm grateful that I've been able to let my guard down. And it's really taught me a lot. And it's something I want to carry forward into my other platforms in the future. So it's been a wild ride. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the financial side of it, which was a game changer for me. But it's been more about the connections and just helping find my kind of authentic self and communicate it to people. That's what I've really learned. In terms of where the platform's going, I've really learned in this past year not to look too far ahead. I think that subscription sites are here to stay. I think they'll become more and more mainstream. I think that you obviously had this peak during the pandemic that's going to be hard to replicate, where people were unemployed, they were forced to stay at home, they were looking for intimacy and connection, and there were these sites that allowed you to do that and to form friendships and have an intimate connection with someone that you might just normally see on Instagram or YouTube or in a movie. I've kind of gotten, I've gotten my head around the sort of meteoric rise that I had, and I realized that I was riding this wave. And now I just kind of look at it more practical, as this is one of my platforms that I'm going to continue with going forward. And I do think that something changed during this pandemic, and I think the way we consume content has changed. And yeah, OnlyFans, I guess, for me is no longer this brand new shiny thing. It's become a big part of my life and my content platform, and it's going to stay that way, and onwards and upwards. And who knows, it may surprise me. I am releasing a documentary in the next year that kind of covers my journey on OnlyFans somewhat, and that might bring in a whole new audience, so we'll just see. Speaking of new audiences, I did have a little cameo, I guess you could say, in Reuters last week, and their top tech story. It was pretty crazy. I know a lot of people did read that, and it was weird, dude. I felt, even though I was being presented as this success story of someone who'd made money online and gotten out of credit card debt, I just almost felt sad reading the article. Probably because, classic human nature, you always compare yourself to someone else, and kind of the top girl in the article that they led off with was, it's 18-year-old who's made $1 million on Snapchat, and you're just like, oh my God, that's so insane. Wow. Imagine being her. And I kind of caught myself thinking, dude, you're like a full grown-ass man in your 30s. Like, what are you even doing comparing yourself to like an 18-year-old girl who's, spruiking products on Instagram and Snapchat? And I just kind of realized, wow, we do live in this comparison culture. It's very insidious. And it's hard not to do it when you read success stories. And it just made me reflect on, I think this is why people have a lot of mental health issues these days, as it pertains to their usage of social media, because you kind of see this success story after success story after success story in your feed. And, you're comparing your physical health to a professional athlete, or you're comparing your own entrepreneurial endeavors to like a girl who's made $1 million on Snapchat. And it's so unhealthy, I think. It's so unhealthy to compare yourself to these people who are such unicorns, Really, they're outliers, but these success stories, they do travel far and wide, and people compare themselves. So I just wanted to acknowledge and be vulnerable that, like, even though I was in this piece by Reuters, which was a great, very well-researched, well-written piece, chef kiss, but, even I kind of felt like, wow, dude, stop comparing yourself to other people. And, if I felt that way and I was in the article, I can only imagine how others felt, My partner, she read the piece and she kind of was like, God, it was just sort of such a, she kind of had to stop reading it because it was just like, it was too crazy to wrap her head around, people making so much money online so fast. And I think the truth is there is no such thing as a free lunch. I think that you pay the price for success. And when people have said to me, man, how'd you blow up so quick on OnlyFans, It's happened overnight. And I just say, yeah, but I've been making films for 20 years, I've been acting and making content for 20 years. So that all prepared me to take advantage of this unique opportunity I had in the past year. And there's nothing overnight about it, really, As an entertainer, as a content creator, I've been grinding away for a long time now. So it always just looks like overnight success, but, it never really is. All right, guys. Well, I kind of just want to wrap this up by acknowledging that it is Pride Month. And it always gets a little bit cringy, I think, because you see people who never have anything, Pride friendly in their feed. But then as soon as June hits, man, we're in with Pride and yes, gay rights and all that. And it's like, okay. I don't know what to tell you. I think my actions speak for themselves. I really have been an ally for a long time. And I have this flag on my wall for that reason, first and foremost. I think I just had so many friends, growing up, close friends, who identify as gay. And I think there's a human side to it. When you understand the struggle someone has, you empathize with that. And it kind of breaks your heart a little bit. And you just don't want people to feel alone and like it's not okay to be who they are. That just was really important to me from day one. And I think then you go a step beyond that and you think, okay, well, not just LGBTQI community, but, anyone who's different, racially or maybe you have some beliefs that are very idiosyncratic, but you're allowed to have them because of freedom of speech, and I support that. And that's kind of what this beautiful rainbow tapestry represents to me, is that we're all so different. We don't all have to agree, but for God's sakes, let's respect each other's freedom of speech and live and let live. It's pretty goddamn easy, And the American flag, man, this is the ultimate melting pot. This is the most dynamic country on earth. It is just mind-blowing how different it is state to state, how many completely different people I've encountered, how many different views, beliefs, identifications, and that's beautiful. And to me, that is what does, make this country awesome. And so, yeah, it's a little dose of empathy. It's a little dose of love for your brothers and sisters out there, however they identify, and kind of embracing them, even if they are different to you. It's kind of simple, but that's what that means. And, just living life in full color, I guess, every single day. Not getting black and white and boring, but just remembering, man, it's a bloody rainbow, Anyway, that's what it means to me. Guys, hope you enjoyed this. A little bit more of a personal vlog, just kind of riffing here. And I love you. I appreciate the support. I'm going to be back soon with a very cool interview I did with my buddy Robbie K. And I got a whole bunch of great content coming out on my premium site. So check all my links below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be seeing you real soon. Bye for now. Happy Friday. Woohoo!